Hey, it's Nativesurvival. Today we're going to start the canvas tarp Tipi experiment. Stay tuned. Okay, so the sun's going down. I'm going to be real brief here. Basically, I'm messing around experimenting with a big piece of canvas. This is a 9x12 piece of canvas. Nothing special about it. It doesn't even have tie-outs. You know, it's a painter's drop cloth. So it's just a raw 9x12 piece of canvas. So what I'm going to do is tie rocks all around it and basically just see if I can put it up and see if I can get a pretty solid TP shape out of it, and see if I can create like a indoors. And it's something that it's just a 9x12 tarp, you know what I mean? It's like, that's like a normal size tarp that you carry anyways, you know, 8x10, 9x12, right? 8x8, depending on if you want a rectangle or a square, whatever the case is, right? So basically I learned that sleeping out in the blizzard last year, that when the wind blew in, which was constantly, blew in the snow, I was sitting next to my warm fire, you know, cooking food, hanging out, and the snow would just hit me, and whatever it touched instantly turned to water, because I was in a radiated heat zone next to my fire. So the snow came blowing in underneath my tarp, hit my clothes, and all of a sudden my clothes were wet every single time, every single place. So I found that I was constantly, you know, having to dry my clothes out next to the fire and all of that. It kind of became like an ongoing situation where, you know, I was never really completely dry, you know, at all. So, you know, I started brainstorming on different shapes, and the Native Americans really prefer the teepee a lot. I figured that I think that would be a good place to start because, you know, I've messed around with, you know, Baker tents and things like that, and they're just really big, you know, and they're really fabric dense, you know, they're really heavy and all that. And this is just a 9x12 tarp, and I found a way to, you know, turn it into a teepee without too much effort, and I can even have front doors and everything. And that's one of the things I realized that night in the blizzard, that I wish I had some way to close out the storm. You know, I wish I had some way to close the doors, you know, and close out the storm so I could just ride it out, right, indoors, inside my canvas teepee. So we're going to set it up for the first time. I really don't know how I'm going to do it totally yet, because I haven't done it yet. I think I'm going to run a ridge line in between two trees and suspend it. I already have all the rocks tied in and everything else good to go. I should be all set. Let's give it a shot. The canvas tarp TP experiment begins.